Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a great day. So first of all, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first one to view my videos. So today I'm doing another video on the Samsung RU7100 Series 7 4K Smart TV. And if you saw my previous video, I pretty much did an overview review of the whole TV, the sizing, the quality, all that good stuff. But today we're going to focus on picture settings, which obviously is very important. Picture settings, picture quality. And just to let you know a few tips in the beginning, because I always like giving my fans some tips, you have to remember if you have older components, they might not be able to keep up with a newer 4K TV. When I mean older components, I mean if you have a VHS player, a DVD player, if you have an old Amazon Fire Stick, they might not be able to catch up. Now along those lines, you're also going to want to update, your things. I actually had somebody post in the comments in my last video, they were having a problem with a lot of motion, getting motion blur. And, I was telling them, trying to help them, and they discovered things. So they discovered they actually had to do an update on their Blu-ray player, and they also had to update their Netflix app. And then they said there was no problems at all. So again, you got to keep your apps, you got to keep your components updated, guys, so you can enjoy this beautiful 4K picture. Also, another tip is you have to understand that some TV channels just have weaker HD signals. And also older movies are just going to have lesser HD quality. As opposed to HBO or Netflix, which is going to have the best HD quality. So I'm giving you an example here with the great movie, great quality. This is Shazam. This is a 2019 HD movie, so you can see that the quality is great, the colors are great. So what I'm going to do is actually go on picture settings, guys. So I'm going to show you, and obviously, it's real easy to get in settings. Just hit settings on the remote, and you can see we're on standard right now. Now, standard doesn't look incredible. We'll start at the top, dynamic. Very bright, as you can see, probably too bright, too dynamic. Standard, decent, a little dark though. Natural, I kind of like natural as it is. And then movie is obviously going to make everything darker. So again, we'll go through them all a little bit. Just out of the box, guys, you're probably going to want to pick natural. And I've actually, right now I'm using natural and I fine-tuned a little bit. Originally I was using standard and I fine-tuned it. So let's go into natural, guys, and show you the settings, what we can change, how we can make it even better. You're going to obviously want to keep the size at 16:9 standard. We're going to go on expert settings. Here we can fine tune it. So they actually have the backlight maxed. I think that's a little too high. So I like lowering that just a little bit to 48. And then brightness, that remains the same. And then we got the contrast, they have that maxed. Let's lower that just a little bit to 48. Sharpness, I like my picture quality nice and sharp, nice and crispy. So we're going to bring that all the way up to 15, and that's going to give us a sharper picture quality. Color, 26, we'll leave it at that. Tint, we're going to leave as it is. So now we actually have to go back in to view it here. And also, guys, to the right, it's pretty cool how it actually shows you the difference, and it actually gives you a little description on what we're changing. So for example, you're going to want to keep this to all sources. This applies picture settings to all external devices connected to your TV. Again, that's like your DVD player, your Blu-ray, Amazon Fire Stick, all that good stuff. Digital clean, you're going to keep that as auto. Auto motion settings, that's kind of like, the soap opera effect. You're going to want to keep that auto. You're going to want to have your motion nice and smooth so it doesn't get pixelated. So keep that as auto. Contrast enhancer is low. And let me give you a demonstration if we can see that, the difference. Off looks dull, low is in the middle, high is just too much contrast. So I like keeping that low. That was actually the factory default. Film mode is automatically off. Color tone standard. I don't love the color tone. I'm actually going to want to make that a little warmer. Now you can see the colors are a little more vibrant and they pop a little bit. As opposed to warm 2, which is too much, and then cool. Again, I like going warm 1. You get a little color, to the faces, to the background, to everything. White balance remains the same. Gamma I don't touch. So all that other stuff is the same. So now let's go back, guys, and see the difference that it made compared to standard and the other formats. So now we can see here, we got natural, standard, too dark, dynamic, way too bright, pops too much. And in movie just seems too dark and dull, and you don't even see the whites. Look at his cape. It's not really white. Natural, you know, you see the cape, it's more white. The red is more red. So we're going to keep it natural. And that's really how I recommend you have the settings, guys. Now, if I was going to go in standard, which originally I did have it in, let me show you the changes I make on that real quick. Again, we go in expert settings, because it is good to have one darker, one lighter maybe. So this starts all the way at 42 backlight. I actually like having that at 45. And again, brightness is the same. Contrast, you know, I don't like having contrast maxed. So I push that down to 45. Sharpness is a little higher to start than natural, but again, I like 15, nice and extra crispy. Color, that's good. All these other settings are good. But something else that I did change, guys, was, well, it comes factory here. The contrast enhancer is high on this, which actually seems to make a difference. Low is just too dull. When it's high in this mode, I like it. Just looks better. Everything else was the same as what we color tone. We got to bring that back, guys. Bring that back to warm. You can see, you know, the color just pops a little more with the warm. And everything else was the same, right? All right, so we go back. Let's check out the overall settings. Let's actually pause the screen. Can we pause the screen nice close up and show you guys? So not with him, we'll do it with Shazam there. We'll see what the colors. All right, so go back in settings. Got standard, but we're just gonna flip them all now that we made the changes. Start dynamic, very bright, very extreme, probably too much. Standard is the complete opposite, probably just a little too dark. So I think natural, great compromise, guys. Right in the middle, natural colors. You can see Shazam right here is very realistic. This way he's actually a real superhero. He is a real superhero. He's not a fake superhero. He's not a standard superhero. He's almost dynamic, but you know, he's not as good as some of the other superheroes. And movie just seems a little dull. You can even see the whites and the yellows. They're just not as sharp in movie. Capiche? Guys, something else I want to mention in general settings, and I did this a long time ago. You go in general settings, and you're going on to go over to Eco Solution. So Eco Solution actually is for, you know, ambient light detection, power saving, all this stuff. On the default, these all come added. And you're going to notice that the picture quality and everything, if you add all these, it's going to make everything a lot darker because you're saving, you know, like 2 cents a week in electricity, I guess. So you're going to want to turn all these off. You know, you want the full picture quality, the full brightness, the full color. So make sure all these are off, and that's going to make a huge difference in your picture quality. Because when you get this TV out of the box, it just doesn't look incredible, and you'll be slightly disappointed, as I was, until you go on all the settings I discussed with you. Then you can really enjoy the great picture, crispy quality. You can see the lightning bolts like Shazam and the bad guy. So I think that's about it, guys. But if you have any, you know, great picture quality settings that you have, let me know in the comments section, because I'm always open to trying different things. Maybe someone perfected it even better. This is just my opinion. Yeah, I know I'm Italian, so usually Italians have the best opinions, but I'm open to, you know, different races, different cultures' opinions, whether it's Irish, Greek, Czechoslovakian. You know, let me know, you know, what your quality you think is the best. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box below. And if you want to purchase this TV, 43 inches to 75 inches, there'll be a link in the description where you can purchase it on Amazon. And I do appreciate if you use my links, help support my channel. So that's it, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day, night. Maybe get some pizza or get a hoagie. And see you later, alligator. Shazam!